Are we seeing
Hmm.
a decline from Jack Campbell right now?
Well, the sport group said it too. Opinion on Campbell, and I mean, I'll give a disclaimer before I say anything. It's so hard to criticize someone that's at points for the past year and a half now really carried the Toronto Maple Leafs and came out of nowhere and really was such a pleasant surprise for Leaf fans that prior to Anderson and even when Anderson was injured, getting consistency from a goaltender was so difficult for so many years. So Campbell's been a great replacement and far exceeded expectations. But that being said, he's been a little shaky lately. Thankfully, the Leafs have gone out and scored a lot of goals too, so we've seen a lot of shootouts lately. But yeah, I mean, Campbell, is it a matter of is he going to continue his streak where he's just that naturally skilled and he's improved that much where he's going to continue to be one of the best goalies in the league night in night out, or was it also goalies get hot and cold and maybe he was on a really hot spell and now he's coming back down to earth? I think that's the question we got to, at least I think about a lot now watching him, just because lately he has been a little bit of hit and miss. But again, very hard to criticize him because he's done so much for this team.
And I think that was really well said, Clarky. But what I want to add on to this is in Jack Campbell's past 5 outings, the Maple Leafs have allowed 21 goals against in his last 5 outings. 21 goals against. That's just not good enough. You're not going to win a lot of games that way. The Maple Leafs
Yeah,
have been winning games, but ultimately that's not going to help. Jack Campbell has been fantastic for the Toronto Maple Leafs ever since he took over as their starting goaltender last year. He played out of his mind on a whole other level than anybody expected him to
yeah,
start the season. He exceeded expectations, and people were seriously talking about him being a candidate for the Vezina Trophy early on. But Jack Campbell has never been that type of goaltender. He came into the season with under 100 games played, and I'm a big fan of Jack Campbell. It's a great story. He's a great goaltender, but I don't think he's naturally a Vezina candidate.
yeah.
I don't think he will remain at that status. I think he's outplayed himself in a way like he's able to play at that level, but I don't think he's able to sustain it for a long period of time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I mean, and this kind of goes back to I remember when you interviewed Kelly Rudy. If you guys haven't seen that already, great interview. It's on the channel with Kelly Rudy. And Kelly Rudy, an experienced goaltender, that guy played in the league for years, was doubting Campbell because I think what you were saying just now, he's a guy just with not a lot of experience and he hasn't had the opportunity. And it was because of just being injured and in and out of lineups and whatnot. So he was saying, Campbell's going to at one point kind of come back to earth or correct to how he played in the past. And obviously, he was proven wrong last season, even the start of this season, and throughout. And just lately, he has come to a little bit less of what he was playing at the expectation before. But at the same time, I think there's some comments in here too that are good, saying that he needs more rest and he can't play as much as he's played. And Mrazek needs more starts. So I think it's Jason Brooks, T. Dot, Dave. They're all saying Peter needs more starts, and I tend to agree. I think maybe we've overworked Campbell too much too.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Mrazek was injured for a long period of time through for the beginning of the season. The Maple Leafs signed Peter Mrazek for a reason. They definitely need to see him in the lineup more frequently, give Jack Campbell some more off nights. And as I said, Jack Campbell is capable of playing at a very high standard. He holds himself accountable, and he's a solid goaltender. But I just don't think he's that guy that's going to win the Vezina Trophy. I don't think he's going to be a Vezina candidate. I'd be pleasantly surprised if he was. Uh, there's some points about the defense that could be made. There's a lot of injuries to the defense right now,
Yeah,
and
COVID. Yeah,
even before that, the blue line was lackluster.
yeah.
But I'm I feel as if we can safely say we are seeing a decline from Jack Campbell.
Well, I think it's good to just be conscientious about it too, because when playoff comes around, and if he lets in 4 or 5 goals in one night, and then we're all saying he's a Vezina Trophy winner, he's choking. Maybe that's not a fair criticism. Maybe it's as our duty as Leaf fans to lower expectations a bit and say, this guy's a great goaltender, but he can't carry the Toronto Maple Leafs on his back and get shutouts every night and expect that that's how we're going to win. So I agree with what you're saying, and I think maybe as Leaf fans, we need to reassess our expectations too a bit.